States and India are set to announce a bilateral trade deal by the end of November. The agreement follows Washington's decision to withdraw penalty tariffs. India will open its markets to duty-free imports of soybeans, corn and select dairy products. Both sides are finalising reciprocal tariff rates on industrial and agricultural goods. Two ranges are under discussion, between 12 and 15% or 15 to 19%. Most issues on duty-free product lists have been now settled, and India will import non-GMO soybean directly from US producers. Corn imports will be used for ethanol production. Dairy products will be allowed under strict safeguards, but liquid milk is excluded. Now, earlier this week, President Donald Trump says the US is close to a fair trade deal with India, but the agreement is expected to expand economic and security ties, boost US energy exports and promote investments in key sectors. Okay, now joining us to discuss these updates is Jayjit Bhattacharya. He's an economist and finance expert. He joins us live from the Indian capital of New Delhi. Thank you very much, Jayjit, for joining us here on NewsX World. It's a pleasure to have you. Can you tell us a bit more about these developments when it comes to US-India trade and the leverage that both sides holds in these matters, particularly when it comes to agriculture?
You know, as most people know and your viewers know, that the last time the deal did not come through is because the US insisted that there should be some leeway being given from in terms of imports of agricultural produces from US and by India, and import of dairy products by India. Now, those were certainly red lines. Subsequently, in the last 7 to 8 months, what has happened is we have heard from the US president that the deal that's coming through with India is something innovative. And I think we can see some of the contours of that innovation. So although corn is perhaps going to be allowed to be imported duty-free from US to India, but it will not be used for human consumption. It will be used for producing alcohol, which will then get mixed with petroleum, and therefore it will be used as a fuel. And I think similarly there will be a very different kind of innovation and the structure of the deal that will happen between US and India. And I think it'll be interesting to note how the final deal comes out to be.
Yes, and two points are under discussion, two tariff rates between that of 12 and 15% for certain exports and 15 to 19 for others. Now, comparatively, given the staggering heights of the tariffs that have been imposed on India previously, is this a win?
Yes, no, certainly it's definitely a win, because the current deal with the US is over 50% of tariff, and that has completely upended India's exports. And therefore, if you're able to get a deal which is around 15%, it will be one of the best deals with the US. And if you can get it at 12%, that will be the best deal besides the UK deal. The UK got the deal at 10% with the US. Europe has got it at 15%. So if India gets it at 12%, it'll definitely be a game changer for India. It'll also be a game changer for the Quad structure, the Indo-Pacific area, because India is a bulwark, and if India gets a deal at 12%, it strengthens the geoeconomics of India, and therefore the ability for the free world in that sense, which is a term used for the set of countries which have democratically elected leaders, they will gain in the geopolitics of the Indo-Pacific, with the boost coming because of the geoeconomics that get laid out based on the India-US deal, if it finally comes through. The whole proposition is that there will be a 12% deal, or at least we'll get a deal around 15%. But if that does not happen, then it's a big question mark as to why India opened up the doors for agriculture and dairy. India should be getting something which is quite significant because India has let go of a very major red line. And please do keep in mind that all subsequent deals that India gets into other economies will also ask for the same kind of concession that US has asked for. So it's a very big deal from the Indian side, and therefore what it gets in return should also be significant for India.
Yes, Jayjit Bhattacharya, thank you very much for joining us. Hopefully speak to you again when we get the final details of that trade deal. We move on now and stay in South Asia, and a state minister for